It's not a good way to start off your spring break.
There are a lot of hot chicks here in Key West. Cortadito?
Yay, buddy!
Cool, you ready to catch some big fish?
Yeah. This is like top secret info. You just put the teenager in charge of the snacks? I hope you weren't planning on eating any of the snacks.
Oh man.
Okay guys, before we jump into the video, I just wanted to remind you that our brand new Grateful Glamper RV Digestive Plus is available. Watermelon smash scent. You guys can help support our small business with products that are going to work for your black tank and are from a trusted name anyway, from Unique. So info down below. Let's jump into this week's episode.
I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but I think the main thing is that we have plenty of grease to prevent the friction.
There you go. Now, what about the airbags? Are you supposed to bag them up first?
Oh yeah, yep, you're right. I'm supposed to put the airbags, air them up first.
We're obviously rookies right now with this new process of airing up the airbags before we put the fifth wheel on. Ben's lowering it and I'm like, wait a minute. I thought I was right. Still got to finish packing up last minute stuff. We have literally been home not even 12 hours and we're getting ready to go back out. Hashtag travel life.
All right, we'll try that. About 60 or 70. I guess don't step on this. Not the most reliable thing to be stepping on. Jeez. Safety chain. Hook that up to there. I do wish I had a little step right there. Ugh. I've got Dakota on chalk duty now that it's hooked up to the truck. There you go, buddy. You got it. Charity saw on the socials. We'll see if that really works. Line it around the bucket. And it should just roll up like a little snake. It does actually work. But will it fit the whole cord? Stop. Your theory works. And nicely. This is the cord in a bucket. All right, got the Home Depot version. Looks beautiful. Oh, wait, I need a strong child. Hey, Trinity, can you come help? Oh, hey. So I'm gonna put it up on the lift and then you just slide it in. Ready to go. Crap. What? It works, but you have to really maneuver it around to make it work.
Because of the haul.
Here, this one goes up first.
I know.
You want me to go get Trinity?
Ah! Trinity's weak.
Put the steps in, let's go. So in true Grateful Glamper fashion, it is now like an hour past when we wanted to be out of here. So y'all remember a couple episodes back when Ben and I replaced the awning? It's not going in right. So anyway, Ben finally was just like, you know what, screw this nonsense, and zip tied the awning arm. And decided when we get down to the Keys, our good friend Tim, who is like the MacGyver of all MacGyvers, can help us try to figure out what's going on. Once that we get there, when we go to, yeah, anyway, bring it in the next time. We've got some really fun things coming that I'm so excited to be able to try and show all you. So
I love the Keys.
you ready?
Yeah,
All right.
let's go.
All right, homies, are you ready?
I'm always up for a truck ride.
Yeah, Evie's ready.
Right now, it says arrive in 6 hours at 3:38. I guarantee you that's not gonna happen. So can I just rant here for just a second? Because first of all, we're on the Florida Turnpike, right? There's not a lot of exits. The little turnarounds are for emergency vehicles only, okay? Not if you're riding in the left lane and you decided that you're on the turnpike going the wrong direction. You do not stop on a dime, and it is so scary when all of a sudden you're in the left lane and then traffic like nearly comes to a standstill because some person who is not using their brain today decides
it says no U-turns.
Decides that they want to use the little thing where it flipping says official use only, okay? If you're not in official use, like, anyway. Ugh. The joys of a travel day. and people are not obeying the law. So the one nice thing about being on the Florida Turnpike are the service centers. Usually about every 45 minutes to an hour, there's a service center. They're all in the center, so pretty much it's always going to be a left-hand exit, but it's a good place to stop. Just use the bathroom. I mean, we could use the bathroom in the RV, but we realized after we put the e-bike in there that it's going to kind of block the entrance to the bathroom, which is no big deal. I do have to say, with those airbags from e-trailer, the RV is riding so much better. We're not having any more truck squat or anything like that. It's been absolutely just a game changer having those airbags on. And a huge thanks and shout out to e-trailer. We absolutely love those guys. They are just amazing for anything and everything RV related, towing related, everything. They're so helpful, and we're really thankful for their help on this. No more squat here, you guys. So that's nice. Hopefully everybody does their business quickly. We're probably only an hour in and we're already stopping. So if we have to stop every hour, you do the math. How long this is gonna take.
Forever.
Hello, Evie. Watch out for the cars.
Hello, my human.
Whoa.
Cars should be watching out for me. I really missed you. You really are my favorite. People aren't picking up after themselves. Animals.
All right, that's enough.
All right, guys. The true test. Tell me, is there a squat or no squat? I think there's no more squat. Look at that, I love it.
I think I actually have similar vocal tone to Donald Trump.
Dakota, you need to shut up. You're being annoying.
No, you sound like Hillary
Shut up.
Clinton, my friend.
You need to shut up.
So there's a bad accident back there with a travel trailer that was flipped, but it looks like there was a car behind it that like the hood was all crumpled up. And so from what we can tell, I mean, obviously we weren't there to witness it, but just prayers to those folks, because that's not a good way to start off your spring break and your camping trip and camping season and all of that.
4:36 arrival time, so what was it before?
Well, I think that it wasn't programmed for daylight savings, maybe. Because this seems like before it said we were going to arrive at 6. Now it says we're arriving at 4:30. Like, it's
make
gone
a good
backwards.
time.
The other thing is this. There's always traffic coming into the Keys. If this holds true, this will be like the best time we have ever made. And I do think it was off an hour for daylight savings.
Oh, heck no.
No.
I didn't believe it first time. So what are you doing, Dakota?
I'm making the dog wave to people.
Are you cracking yourself up?
I wish people couldn't see me, dude. This is so embarrassing.
They wave?
Yeah, you wave.
Hey, guys.
They wave back? So we just arrived. This is the one thing I love about the RV community, you guys, is we now have friends that we would have never had if it was not for RV Life. So Tim and Melinda Blakely, we met, 4 years ago now, maybe?
Yeah.
We've been able to meet up with them on the road multiple times now over the last 5 years. They've got kiddos close in age to our kiddos. Right now, they have taken some positions here at the campground. So Tim's actually showing us to our site. 256?
Yeah.
This one.
You're gonna hit some bushes.
Okay.
I still think Ben does not quite like, if I wanted to go this way, what way do I turn it? And like this way and that, and anyway, it's like a whole,
Well, and it's still, I think with the turning, it's still different than like
a typical, yes, a utility trailer.
Yeah.
Later that same evening.
Ben is finishing up, getting set up outside, just kind of got finished setting up inside. I say that loosely because there's still some things I'm not sure what to do with. I feel like this whole adjustment of going from the Class A to the fifth wheel is where, some of this timer's going on, is
Stop it.
I don't know. I'm just still getting used to things. So like right now I got a case of water on the stove. I'm not really sure where to just throw that for now. You know what I really wish? Can you make that stop?
I don't know how.
What I really wish is I wish that, like, so our couches are like the recliners, but if there was some way to create like storage under the couch, right? Like that would be amazing. Yeah, I feel like that there's got to be a better use of space still, that maybe on this one we just haven't quite figured it out. So our wonderful RV friends, Tim and Melinda, offered to make us dinner because you know how it is after you come in after a long travel day. I will say this campground is great though because they do have a food truck, so that is always an option if you come in late or just tired. And I figured it out. It was 8.5 hours to get down here. I mean, obviously it wasn't straight driving. We stopped for a few stops and, you know, all of those things, but traffic getting down here can always just be hit or miss. So I feel like today it wasn't horrible. Trin, I just love how you've like got your little
I like to be organized.
space. Oh, she loves to be organized. Wonder who she takes after.
All right, what time is it, Trinity?
I don't know. Oh,
It's what?
it's 7:03.
7:03.
In the morning.
We are going on our first annual sunrise paddleboard trip. We're gonna go with Tim, and it's gonna be a blast.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
We're gonna go see the sunrise on the ocean.
Yep.
It's a little windy, so we're having to walk the paddleboards for a little while. Tim's way up there. He's just so fast on the paddleboards. He's done this once or twice before, being down here stationary in the Keys. The sun's about to rise here though. It's gonna be beautiful. Saw a shark jump out of the water, so we're looking for the fins.
Out of the water.
Well, no, he didn't jump, but its fins came up out of the water. This is awesome. Now that the current is going with us, it's a lot easier. Didn't even have to paddle through that.
Today is not going to be a day for paddleboarding. It's a little bit windy outside. Trinity, how was your 6 a.m. paddle or whatever? 7 a.m. paddle, sunrise paddle.
6-7! It was not good.
It's windy, and so
Very rough.
guess the water
Big
was.
shark too. Well, I thought it was big.
They saw a big shark. It's not going to be a good day to be on the water just with the wind and the weather conditions. But we did find out I am following the Turtle Hospital and Marathon. So if you guys are on Facebook and you want to just see some really fun stories, you should follow the Turtle Hospital. I'll put a link below for their Facebook page. It's a really cool place. I don't know how many places are like this in the US. And so that we found out there's going to be a turtle release today over at Sombrero Beach, which is where they tend to do the releases. And so we're going to head over there and watch a turtle release. This is like really cool that this is happening because obviously this isn't like an everyday occurrence. And by following their Facebook page, I found out that this was going to be happening while we are here. Yeah. What do you think? Fun opportunity, huh? I was just doing this and I was thinking I need to show you guys because this gadget I think is one of the best gadgets that we have gotten when it comes to RV life. So let me show you. This is from Bouge RV, but it is a countertop ice maker. So since we don't have an ice maker in the residential fridge that we have, so I've just been making ice and then putting it in a Ziploc and then putting that Ziploc into the residential freezer. Just absolutely love it. So I just wanted to show you guys when I'm not using it or like on a travel day, I actually store it in this cabinet down here. Fits down there perfect. And we have a unlimited supply of fun ice. So we're here at Sombrero Beach to watch the turtle get released. So this is so exciting. There's so many people that are lining up.
Okay, so they're bringing him in. His name's Buddy. That's not Buddy. But here he is. Here he is.
Yay, buddy!
Hey, Buddy.
Said Aaron knows how to
and we got really fortunate that it happened to be happening while we were here.
What beach was
So,
this?
this is Sombrero Beach on Marathon. So I'm really glad that we get to experience that. It's so
Gotta
fun.
say bye to Buddy. Bye, Buddy.
Say bye, buddy.
Hope you find your dad.
Bye, buddy. Hope you find your dad.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal.
A conch in there?
It just feels like I'm eating more dough than conch.
There's not much in there, huh?
It's our first time eating conch, so trying conch fritters. Never had that before. You know, being in the Keys, you should probably try to eat the conch if they have conch.
Thank you.
Ben, let me see you. There.
He wants a picture, you petting him.
There we go.
She can eat her foods in there.
He's like, I'm not done.
She's like, no.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I played ultimate tag and soccer.
Okay.
So here at Sunshine, they have a really cool like marina and docks and stuff, and a lot of it right now is under construction. But it's kind of fun just taking a walk down here, even you know if you don't have a boat or whatever, to just check out. You can see fish and pelicans and all sorts of things. And then this one particular bridge where we're walking out, a lot of people come out here to watch the sunset just because it's really pretty, but gets you out here on just the absolute gorgeous water. That's always a good time, huh? And then, of course, taking the dog for a walk, too. So, you know, 2 birds, 1 stone this evening. And it is a gorgeous, gorgeous evening. Day started off a little bit stormy, but shaping up nice. What you think, dog?
The smells. Oh, the smells.
Ben's got some ribs outside on the Ninja cooking, and we're going to take those down to our friend Tim and Melinda's and just kind of have a little family dinner, which is what we did last night, which was just amazing. Love having RV friends. Again, if we hadn't started living RV life, we would have never met these folks, which have now become just dear fast friends. But you know what? Melinda, my friend, did. She brought me fresh out of her oven homemade bread. It's the best, you guys. I'm telling you what, the RV community, they're just the best. If you want to find some fun people, you want to make friends that will probably be friends for life, jump in to RV Life. Start making some friends around the campground. You guys hear that? I don't know if you hear that. Ben's blowing up the paddleboards for some more fun tomorrow. So anyway, I just had to share why I'm eating this warm out of the oven. I really wish there's like smell-o-vision so you guys could like
Killing me, Smalls!
smell how wonderful. Oh goodness, it's so good.
Well, shucks, Evie. I ran into a little snag. Evie ran into a snag. So we've got, look over here. We've got this paddleboard right here that wasn't blowing up. And I found out there's this little rub mark here that basically is a hole. So nothing is staying in this paddleboard. We're gonna need to either figure out a patch or something. Any suggestions? Nothing? For a walk. Walk around the dog park. What do I do?
Today, we are going to go to a spot that is, this is like a local secret, you guys, so do not tell anyone what you are about to witness, behold, find out. This is like top secret info. There is a beach over here on Big Pine where you can basically like snorkel just offshore. We don't have to like get on a boat to go out further to like the reef, although that is options down here, and we've done it many a times. I can actually put a link for some videos right up here where we have done that, and it's an amazing experience. But we didn't want to have to go through that whole production. Packing some food, packing some snacks. Trinity really wants to go shelling. Now here's the thing about the Florida Keys. Because the Florida Keys are made up how they're made up, it's in the Gulf, right? It's not like on one of the coasts. Really probably the best shelling in Florida is going to be over like on the Gulf Coast. We found some amazing shells up there. So just packing up. We're gonna have to take 2 trucks because we got a boatload of teenagers. We've picked up an extra teenager here at the campground that we're staying at, another family that is here for just kind of like the winter or whatever. And they've got a teenage boy that's the same age as Dakota, and then our friend's son Caleb. And so it has just been Teenage Boy City. They were all in here in the living room watching TV earlier, which is totally fine. I mean, we absolutely love that it's a hangout spot. But man, you know how loud teenage boys can be? And do you know how much these boys are eating? You guys, at least they're making the rounds. At least they're making like from our RV to our friend Tim and Melinda's RV and then to this other boy's parents' RV. Like they're eating like second, third, fourth breakfast, just making the rounds at the RVs.
What about 11s? Luncheon, afternoon tea.
Hopefully I have enough food packed because we've got all these teenage boys that are along for the ride. Anyway, enough talking. Let's head out.
Hey Dakota, can you come help us with some things? Sure. You are in charge of the snacks, little girl.
You just put the teenager in charge of the snacks? I hope you weren't planning on eating any of the snacks.
Oh man.
You want your Florida man hat?
Ooh, Florida man hat.
There you go. Florida man in his element.
It's official. It's official, folks.
It's a wink. See the little wink?
Yeah.
It's a wink.
Cool.
It's full. There's something in it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna put it right back where we found it.
That's cool. Nice find.
See the colors?
What'd you say?
Fine.
The shelling's good?
Yeah. Show us what you got.
Let me see what you got.
Okay, so I found this shell. Found a very tiny one of those. I found this shell. But I found this.
Wow.
Oh, that says snail.
Yeah, there's nothing in it. This one. There's nothing in it.
Is that another snail?
Yeah, it's another snail shell. And then this one we would probably just need to clean off, but there's nothing in it. So
Yeah. Cool.
Laundry time.
So I really miss my washer dryer. Laundry already, and I think we've been here for a whopping 48 hours. I think it's just like one of those things because we've been in the water a lot, and then like, you know, there's like seagrass in the water. It's not, this isn't a pool, we're at the beach. Traveling in an RV means that we are constantly booking things online, whether that's campgrounds, rentals, flights, reservations. And, you know, it's gotten me to thinking about how much of our personal information is actually kind of floating around on the internet. It can be a little bit scary. Things like data brokers collecting things like your name and your phone number, home address, email, and even sometimes information about your habits. And then, of course, they're selling that to other data companies. And that's why sometimes you get spam calls or texts, random emails, ads that just sometimes feel a little way too personal. And that is where today's sponsor, Incogni, helps solve that problem. They automatically contact data brokers on your behalf and then request that that personal data just be removed from their database. So instead of you spending hours trying to just track down dozens of companies or unsubscribing from tons of emails, Incogni handles the process for you and then keeps working in the background to make sure to keep that information off of those lists. And with their custom removals feature that is included with the unlimited plans, you can also request removals from specific sites or search results that contain your personal information. So if you want to take back control of your personal data, this is a really simple way to do it. You can take your personal data back with Incogni. Use code GLAMPER at the link below and get 60% off of their annual plan at incogni.com/Glamper. And a huge thanks to Incogni for sponsoring this video. That's not fair.
Kids will never know.
No, I'll know. And that's not fair.
You weren't supposed to see it.
Anybody should get it on their board. It should be me. Okay?
Do you want it on your board? I'll give it to you.
I really want it. Yes.
Okay. Huh?
No.
No?
Yes.
Huh?
I don't know. It's cheating, Ben.
Just don't tell the kids.
You're cheating.
Is it cheating or is it just being smart?
Oh my gosh, I wasn't recording.
Oh my goodness, you gotta hit record.
It's a nice morning this morning. There was really big storms. You brought your coffee?
Yes, why not?
How's that gonna work for you?
Like this.
No, on the board. Anyway, it's a really nice morning this morning. Super calm waters and big storms that rolled through last night. In fact, there was a couple times I thought that maybe the campground actually got hit by lightning. Campground's a little flooded this morning. Super calm waters. So we'll have to see what we can find today out here. This is one of the reasons we love this campground, is because of being able to just put in the water right off of the campground. What did you do?
Stingray.
There's a stingray right there.
There they are. But none of these other people know that I've got a little bit of what you'd call assistance with me today.
There's a starfish right there.
Do you still see the turtle, Tim? He's out there now?
So beautiful out here. Wow. The water is like crystal clear. Just a perfect day for paddleboarding.
You know, we just got off of a Caribbean cruise, literally, and then came down here like less than 24 hours after getting off the boat in the Caribbean. But honestly, I have to say, I love it here. Like, when you've got this just, you know, like at least for us, where we have a home base in Florida and our own backyard. If you're an RVer, man, just come down here. I mean, we came down here our very first year of RVing and no regrets. And we've been down multiple times since. I mean, this is literally probably our 7th or 8th time coming down to the Keys, just because this is like paradise. It's like island living, but with your RV. So I have my bed, my pillow, you know, the whole 9 yards, right? You guys got to put this on your bucket list. Seeing all sorts of wildlife and everything, just the beauty of this place, you guys. Can't beat this. This is totally one of those experiences over things kind of moment this morning.
And you can see there's sea stars down there, like all over the place. Look at that. Beautiful. We got glass and some metal on the floor. Let me see the glass. Look at all that glass there. Oh. So the goal is to make the ocean better than when you came out.
You can see the...
Yeah, like, look.
Ran across a little starfish right there, enjoying his time on the seagrass.
A little underwater camera.
Yeah, this wind's really helping. See, I'm not even paddling. Trin got a little behind there, so I'm kind of helping her, taxiing her along.
I'm just enjoying myself right here. I'm just laying back on my board because he's paddling me. Paddling me.
Hey, shouldn't you be paddling?
Yeah, I am.
Man, this wind is great. Something about that wind.
Whatever, you're leaving a wake.
What?
I can see your wake. You're not...
It's the paddle. It's the paddle.
No, it's not. I just want to know how you're controlling
Controlling
it.
what?
What you doing, Dad?
What's that? Oh,
What you doing?
Just hanging in here with my dog.
The
Hanging
dog.
here with my dog. She's like a Velcro dog. Everywhere I go, there she is.
Aww.
We had this whole thing planned out where we were going to rent a pontoon, and we had our 2 families that were going to go out for the day, and it was going to be an amazing fun day. And there is a small craft advisory today because it is really, really windy. Had to scrap those plans, cancel the whole thing, which stinks. but we're gonna pivot today. We talked about it, and we were not planning on doing Key West at all this trip. We've been to Key West multiple times before. There's a lot of fun things to do and see in Key West. We have done several and seen several, but it's been several years since we've been down there too. So we decided today we will pivot. We are gonna head down into Key West. Our friends Tim and Melinda have supposedly mapped this out. It's gonna be a little bit of an adventure figuring out where we're gonna park. And then also we've got a couple ideas. So we'll see how the day just kind of goes, pans out.
Knowing you ain't coming home. Where do I go from here?
So what are we doing today?
Today we're going on to Boca Chica Key and Key West. Welcome to the takeover segment.
Boca Chica?
Yeah, Boca Chica. That's a key.
Bow, chica, bow.
Who's controlling the music?
This guy.
So what were you hoping to see in Key West today?
Maybe all the key lime pie shops. I've been down there in a few good years, so we'll definitely see what's different down there.
We're over here at Geiger Beach, here near the Key West, and apparently there's a Top Gun program out here. Tim was mentioning that he had run into one of the Top Gun trainers out here, so that's why we're seeing all the jets flying around here. So let me know if you guys know anything about that in the comments, but I thought that was kind of cool. A little place to walk back here. Certain areas that you're restricted in going into, but you can see the runway over here. They're doing a little bit of construction. Looks like maybe expanding the runway or something over here, but really pretty out here.
What did we just do, Trinity?
We just kind of walked along a beach path, kind of. It was by, what was it, an Air Force Base?
It was Boca Chica Air Force Base down here in Boca Chica Key.
So what beach are we going to, Dakota?
We're going to Smathers Beach.
Yep. I can't do a cartwheel, whatever. What are you doing?
Fine. Let's see it.
Everything just cracked.
Maybe stick with softball.
Was it good?
No.
Not so easy, huh?
Oh, look, he's going after FedEx.
You got that, Tony. You got that. You can do it. Lock in.
As far as I'm going up the
There you go. Oh, I think Caleb's made a high with it.
Yeah.
Another guy. They get past.
Are you able to?
Go get that.
Do you have a Phillips on there?
Wow.
You got great.
Get us a coconut.
Don't fall.
Don't fall from there.
Slide down like a fireman.
Oh, jeez. Fall, Caleb, fall.
So this is Smathers Beach, which I will say, for being spring break, I expected things to be much, much busier than they are, and pleasantly surprised. So parking is pretty inexpensive, like $5 to park for an hour, which is just basically what we did. And then we're going to move down to Fort Zachary Taylor next. Now this is a Florida State Park, so if you have your state park pass, you can use that, but we've never been there before. So I'm super excited to go check that out. And it's turning into a good day down here. So we came down here to come to Fort Zachary Taylor. There just happens to be like a little impromptu market. So we decided to just kind of walk around, check it out. Kind of fun little thing, you know, you never know what you might find when you just go exploring. So having fun just walking around the market, checking stuff out, and then we'll head over to the fort.
$5. Oranges. What'd you find, Trinity?
Beef empanada.
Ooh, is it good?
Yes, it's very good. Apologies for my pronunciation.
A little big rig tip. If you have a dually or a big truck, they have an overflow parking here at Fort Zachary Taylor State Park. Just keep going.
Look at this water. It's amazing.
It's not very clear.
I mean, but it still looks amazing. All of the nice blue.
So
This
I
you
swam a little bit. I swam. The sun is really nice. It's just a beautiful day.
There's some pretty nice rocks out over there. we climbed in them. There are some little like secret tiny little caves that we climbed in, but yeah, overall pretty fun. Me and my friends took a walk along the beach, but yeah. So next we are going to Dairy Queen because it is free cone day. So we will see you guys when we get there.
Get your free cone. Gracious.
You can get there with a dually, I can get there. What do you want from me? Why are you so tame? You want food? A bunch of imbeciles. I don't know who these kids are. Do you know who these kids are? No. Now we're in Key West. There's a Cuban coffee queen over here. We're gonna go see if we can get some coffee. And then maybe some key lime pie at Kermit's.
Key lime pie.
Coffee, Timmy? All right, let's do it.
Café con leche, one cortadito.
Alright, so where are we, Trinity?
We're in downtown Key West.
We're in downtown Key West right now. We are in front of Cuban Coffee Queen. We've shopped there in the past. And now we're just getting some ice cream, or at least my friends are. But it's been a minute since we've been here. I remember being here like way back in 22. It has been a fast minute since I've been here, bro.
That's good.
Just as good as I remember it. Very good.
Very tasty.
Yep.
What'd you get?
The Cuban vanilla coffee. It's like
Okay,
vanilla coffee.
basically.
It's probably just like a vanilla latte, but it's very, very tasty.
Going into Charity's favorite shop. One of her favorite shops. I'm gone. Oh yeah, that's totally you. Nice. Looks good, Timmy. Good job, you did it. What'd you get?
We did it.
What'd you get?
Tobacco.
Okay. Ah, look at that.
Yep,
Very
yes.
cool. What'd
And
you
then
get?
I got a shirt.
Key West Surf.
Ron John Surf Shop shirt.
Nice color. I like the color.
Yes, I thought the color was great.
So cool little hidden Easter egg. I don't even want to call it hidden. They have this cool Florida resident discount. So if you're a Florida resident, you get like a tiny little discount, which sometimes does save you.
$3. It's a pretty good discount.
It is a very good discount.
So I did stop and ask a local about the best key lime pie.
Hold on. How do you know they were a local?
Well, they worked at Ron John.
Oh, so they don't work at Ron John's. Okay.
They said, you know, Kermit's is okay, but the key lime pie factory is apparently better. We're gonna go here.
Oh, so we are going to Kermit's.
Because they have the chocolate dipped ones.
They do.
And that's what they want. And then next we'll have to just come back.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. But
Is that the chocolate dip one?
Yes, over here.
Okay. So they have coconut, strawberry, key lime pie. What do you think? Different?
It's an interesting flavor. It's like strawberry and lime. Like strawberry lime. Yeah, it's okay.
How's the ice cream, Dakota?
Good.
Good?
Yeah,
Good.
pretty good.
What do you think, Timmy?
It's alright.
It's alright? Different? What does it taste like?
Strawberry key lime.
Okay.
So we just stopped at Kermit's Key Lime Pie store. I got some key lime ice cream, obviously. It honestly is pretty good. I remember that's the first thing we put on our channel when I was super young. It's like, I feel like that's the shop that kind of made us. Like, that kind of made our thing, our logo, and our love for key lime pie and all that. Okay guys, so at this point, it sounds like we are heading back to the campground. Honestly, it was nice and refreshing being back in Key West. There's a lot of good memories here. We've been here multiple times over the years, and I remember this ferry boat right here was the very first thing I remember here in Key West. I used to play Shape of You by Ed Sheeran on the boat. So it is very nostalgic for me to be here back again, but it's time to start walking back. We're gonna go get a free ice cream cone at Dairy Queen since it's free cone day, and let's go.
There are a lot of hot chicks here in Key West. Woo! And there they are. Hey ladies.
Stop chasing the chicks.
So So we just got back from Key West. We're eating some delicious pizza and some rice that Miss Melinda made. Amazing chef in the campground for sure. I'm pretty sure that's it for our takeover segment. I really like connecting with y'all. If I'm not in front of the camera, I'm behind the camera or I'm doing something behind the scenes. But I will see you guys later. Peace out.
I wanted to do something new, so we decided on a guy's fishing trip. So time to head up to Marathon, get on the boat, but first, Tim's favorite breakfast spot at Marathon Bagel Company. Got the brisket and egg. Where's the egg? Oh, right there on there, underneath. Timmy got the belly buster. What's in there, Tim? Oh, hash browns?
2 eggs, sausage, bacon.
Ah, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
You look like a happy man. How's that there, son?
Very good.
Good? All right. And he ate his blueberry muffin already. Got some birds down here. Cool, you ready to catch some big fish?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah? He's ready for you. All right, son. Here's your pull. Come on, for the camera, for the channel, take one.
Hey, look! I'm king of the world!
So they gave us a little marker. Ours says 3 on the throat. That's how we know which ones are ours. Tim's gonna use it as a little beard tie. There we go. That looks good. See how deep it is. You got something?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
What is that?
Yep, that's good. It's a yellowtail.
Oh, you're allowed to eat it?
Yeah. It's a good one?
Free throw.
All right. Oh, okay. Nice. Got one. Woohoo! You got a big yellowtail there. Wow. That's huge. Woo! Nice job. That's probably the biggest one on the boat so far, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. Find our fish. Ooh, where is it? Dang, that's a lot of fish.
Throat right there, guys.
Look at all those fish. Those are ours. Look at that. Is there blackened in there?
That's what these
are. Yum.
Today there's like a little farmer's market here at the campground. So gonna head down there with our friends and check that out. They also have like this guy that comes around here at Sunshine Key that has like fresh juices and things. Love that this campground is part of our 1,000 Trails camping pass. So we get to stay here $20 a night. Don't have to have the big fancy 1,000 Trails membership. We don't. We just use our camping pass. We also stay at a lot of other 1,000 Trails throughout the Southeast zone in the Florida area for free. If you want just more info, those of you that maybe want a way to save some money, we do work with a membership specialist that can just help you look at all of the options and decide like, is it worth it for you or not? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But for us, the camping pass is worth it. If it wasn't for that, we probably would just not find this campground cost effective for our family. But $20 a night, our total stay $157 for a week, definitely in. What?
I could have gotten a chicken shirt yesterday.
Oh.
So the bread.
What does it say? Every butt deserves a good rub. Headed down to the market on the golf cart.
Oh, it's windy.
It is windy. Here we go. So what did you get at the?
I got this for Trinity. It's a 3D printed turtle.
Oh,
15 bucks. These kids were selling stuff and making a little bit on the side, and just wanted to support them. So, and then some juice from the juice guy.
Did you get the guanabana?
Yeah, guanabana.
Gonna make us some sandwiches before that we head over to Bahia Honda. I am on the fence about this whole stove situation. The propane cooktop, totally fine with that. We had induction in our class A that we'd put in. The problem I have right now is this is not a microwave convection oven, it's just a microwave. This over here, that is like it's like an 8-in-1. So it has like convection, air fry, actually has like a steam cook option. So I have this here for that purpose. Obviously, I don't know how I feel about the whole cooking setup yet. So we really almost feel, Ben and I both, like when we were in our class A, it took us like a couple of years before we really felt like that we had everything like dialed in really the way we wanted it. It was like a process of mods, upgrades, hacks over the years to really just like dial it in, because every time that you go out, you kind of like find more like little things, right? Little things of like, this isn't working the way that I thought. Once that it's actually like, I'm putting it into use and in practicality. Or maybe you run into other RVers and you see things that's like working for them and you're like, oh, maybe that would work. So it was a process, and I feel like we're still trying to hit our stride in this fifth wheel. I mean, we've only really been able to use it now since October of 25. It's now March of 26. So we're really only like 6 months in on this whole fifth wheel journey, and really just trying to figure out what's going to work for us, what's not. So make sure that you are subscribed, because as we like fumble through things and muddle through things, hopefully some of you guys will be able to pick up on tips, tricks, hacks, just in whatever your setup is, of ideas that maybe would help you guys with anything when it just comes to RV life, RV camping, all of that kind of stuff. So, all right, enough talking. I'm going to get to making us some sandwiches. One thing I did just think of that I wanted to share with you guys, little tip, trick, hack, or whatever. I found these like cutting mats from this company called Texas. And I like these a lot better than cutting boards because they actually roll up. So to be able to put them away and store them is much easier in an RV.
Beautiful. Nice and drippy.
Bacon, Canadian bacon, egg, cheese. So again, we had to pivot today because of the winds, but here's the beautiful thing. There's so many things that you can pivot to if you can't be out on the paddleboard or on the water. So we decided to come over to Bahia Honda State Park. Now, we've never been here before. Here's the thing. This park has an amazing campground. It is very hard to get in because it stays booked up literally year round. And of course, Florida residents have priority with Florida state parks. We've never stayed here, and part of the reason is because we can get into sunshine super easily, literally right across the channel here for the $20 a night with our 1,000 Trails camping pass. You can stay here. It's the Florida State Park rates, which I think is like 27 or whatever. So, you know, obviously no brainer for us, but if you can get in, it's an amazing place as far as the campground goes, but there's lots of different beaches. There's the old bridge, so just very historic area, the whole Keys with the railroad and Henry Flagler that built the railroad coming down into, you know, finally Key West and everything like that. So just got finished just kind of walking up the part of the bridge that you can, and then we're gonna go hit one of the beaches. There's dozens of beaches, well, probably dozens, I shouldn't say dozens. There's for sure like 6 that we saw, beaches, maybe more, but really easy to just find a spot to plop down in the water. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is like as close to as you can get to the Caribbean and bring your RV. So actually I like this much better than the Caribbean cruise thing, just because I still have my bed and my pillow.
Push-up challenge. See who wins. Ready, go. 1, 2.
I'm not.
Wheelbarrow contest. There you go, wheelbarrow.
You have to know that I still am stronger than you.
I don't know though. Are you?
Hey, Ben.
Okay, then show up. Then show up. All you have to get your shoulders down, girlfriend.
Trent.
Trinity, get your shoulders down. What?
We're even a countdown.
Oh, yeah. So it's a little after 9 o'clock at night. We just got back from having dinner with our friends, but I just wanted to show you, just because I'm trying to keep it real and authentic here, the living room right now. I'm actually really glad we put in these trim pieces because you know what? Works great for drying clothes. So I ran down to the laundry room today, but my stuff that's like dry fit, I don't like putting in the dryers, and there's not really another good place to hang it. So here we go. This is my living room drying rack, but hey, it works. And this is what I'm going to call RV ingenuity, which means us RVers find a way to make it happen. That's what's going on.
Bye, Dakota.
This is always the sad part, leaving. So trying to get packed up. It's so crazy. I feel like every time we have more and more stuff. How does this happen? Like, we're the experiences over things, people. Why do we end up with things? They're all things to make the experiences. Paddleboards, snorkels, the whole 9 yards. Anyway, I gotta bring in slides. This is always the sad part. I am so glad that Tim is here to help Ben because I don't know what to say. Like, we're new to fifth wheel life, you guys. You have pointers for like what to tell your husband when he's backing a fifth wheel? Because I just don't know what to say anymore. I'm like, nope, not there. Other side. I don't know. Glad Tim's helping because I probably would not be much of a help. So glad we have Tim to get us out of here.
Wait, should I take a, should I go straight? Probably? Yeah.
Probably, yeah. I would think the fewer corners, the better. Because if you go that, then you get like more corners. There we go, wave.
Hey, you're squatting like this, dude.
Little bit. Little bit, but no, not bad. What'd you get me? Oh man, that's even bigger than normal. That's taller. I'm gonna need this for today.
No, I'm splitting them.
What else you get me? Oh?
We can share this later.
Oh. All right.
Did you need to run in and use the bathroom? Or?
No, I already did. Yep.
Hey, you can't show that. I'm an athlete.
All right.
I would never eat this junk.
You ready to go? What are you eating?
Hang on, where's my phone?
What are you eating under there?
Underwear.
Tesla charging station at this gas station.
I do have to say, we're fueling up. I'm very thankful that we have the open roads card, especially, holy cow, y'all. What happened to diesel prices? Thankful that we've got something to help kind of soften the blow of that. So using our open roads card is absolutely free. It is good at a lot of like truck stops in the area, which of course towing a fifth wheel, you don't want to have to try to jam yourself into a fuel station that is not meant to handle large vehicles. So anyway, we personally have used this, saved thousands over the years. Again, when we find something that we feel is just a great resource, we like to just share with you guys what that is. I will put a link in the description below or gratefulglamper.com/open roads.
What was that?
What just flew in here?
It's supposed to be truck air, but it's something else. He just soaked me, dude. Hey, did he get that on video?
Sometimes.
Did he just get me on video? Hold on, spray out more.
Ben is like my third child. That's why I stopped at 2.
Truck air.
It's my third child.
That's not truck air.